Now, if you're looking for a club that has history, then I think FC Edmonton will be that club for you. I'm going to tell you exactly why you should be following them and supporting them right here in 2020 with all the little details you need to know coming up. Hey, it's Curtis here, and you're watching the home for all things Canadian Premier League content right here on YouTube, A.F.C. Curtis. So if you're new here, maybe consider hitting that red subscribe button. So if you're new to these videos, I'm going to be doing a series of videos leading up to the start of the 2020 CPL season, where each video I'm going to focus on just one club and tell you all the little nitty-gritties you need to know about that club. And if you're a new fan here, I think these are going to be good videos for you to kind of think about what clubs you might want to look at supporting for this upcoming CPL season. So without further ado, today's video is going to be about FC Edmonton, so let's get started. So if you're looking for a club that has its own history to it, and it has, you know, that cool speedy factor to its game, as well as even has its own academy, the only club in the CPL really that has its own academy, I think FC Edmonton might be that club for you. And in fact, this year they're going to be celebrating in 2020 their 10th anniversary, which makes them one of the longest clubs in the actively in the Canadian soccer industry. So if you look at the crest here, we have the North Saskatchewan River they're representing, as well as the letters FCE, which stands for, of course, FC Edmonton, the name of the club, but also stands for family, courage, and energy. Yes, Eddies, yes. As well as they got 2010 on the bottom of the crest to represent that they've been around essentially since 2010, as well as bunny footprints that go through it, which, fun fact, they actually have the Rally Rabbit as their mascot, because back when they started in the early days of FC Edmonton history, they actually had a white rabbit that ran through the pitch that they play out there. So it was actually kind of funny and a good story there, and because of that, they've also been closely associated with the Rally Rabbit, with the white rabbit, with this club. So it's a kind of cool little nod, and it goes to show you too that they have that history behind them, which makes them pretty unique out of all 8 CPL clubs. So the Eddies play their home matches out of Clark Stadium, which is located right beside Commonwealth Stadium, which is that huge stadium you see in the background sometimes of some shots when watching games when the Eddies are playing at home there. Now the capacity there is about 5,100. Their average attendance last year was just below the 3K mark, which is a little weird considering they're the only club that had the history around them. But with increased availability in terms of ticket sales this season, I definitely can see them getting over that 3K mark this year, and hopefully closer to the 4K mark, to be honest with you, especially with a club with this much history. I think that's very doable. But either way, Clark Stadium is definitely one of those cool, unique stadiums that's soccer specific for the FC Edmonton. So FC Edmonton's manager Jeff Pullis guided this club to 4th place overall in the table last season, and although they did finish 4th, they did struggle a lot with consistency as well as scoring, and going on droughts for scoring in large portions of last season, which is kind of why they weren't really in the title contender spot at all for most of the season last year. Now, they did improve this past off-season. They did bring back 16 returning players, but they also brought in a few new fresh-blooded players that I think will really see a new energy level be brought to the Eddies here. And I think out of my 3 new players, and 3 players in general to watch for 2020, one of those 3 players is a new player, and Raul Tito here. This winger is going to bring in that offense. He's going to help contribute in goals, which I think is a big need for the Eddies right now. The other player I think is defender Amir Didic, who's coming back from a trial run this past winter with the Vancouver Whitecaps with the MLS there. One of the top defenders in the CPL last year is coming back this year, which is great news for the Eddies fans out there. And my 3rd player would be Easton Ungaro, who's one of the top U21 players last season in the CPL in terms of goals, and one of the leaders in goals for the Eddies, in fact. So I think this year we're going to see him take that next step, which is good, especially with Tito over there on the wing with him. I think they could have a really good team up there. Plus they have Connor James, who's a shout out to Connor James, who I think is one of the top goalkeepers, underrated goalkeepers in the Canadian Premier League for them this year. Overall, I think the Eddies are going to look a little bit better this season. I don't know if they'll crack top 4. We'll have to find out in my preview episode. I'll be dropping a little bit later. But for now, I think they're going to be a lot better in 2020 than in 2019. How much better? We'll have to find out. Alright guys, that was my video this week. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think all these new additions to the Eddies, do you think it'll help them get over the line and be title contenders this year? Let me know down in the comment section below. And of course, if you like this video, definitely hit that thumbs up button, that like button, as well as hit that red subscribe button so you can get all the latest CPL videos I drop right here on my channel, A.F.C. Curtis. Now you can also find my content over at northernstarting11.com. I'll have a link for that great website down in the description below. Definitely want to check that out. Until next time guys, I'll catch you later.